All right, troops, welcome to the Action Elite. My name is Owen. Looking forward to this show tonight because I've always been a big Rutger Hauer fan, and tonight we're going to be talking about his 1992 classic Split Second. But before we start that, let's bring in the squad. It's just the usual three of us tonight, so I'll bring in Charlie. How are you?
What's happening?
Not too much. And finally, J-Man. How are you?
Hey.
I need a cool way to say my name, damn it.
I know, Charlie.
It's not fair.
Charlie.
Kind of works.
Not quite the same. That's all right.
Charlie.
I don't like that
No.
either. Let's just keep it Charlie. That's fine.
What about Charlie in a Chocolate Factory? Is there
No.
Come on. You know how much I had to grow up with that shit. Chevy Chase, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie the Tuna.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You know, how do you think I feel with my name?
Yeah. So what did they say? Eon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eon, Ion.
Yeah. Ion. That's cool.
Eon is another one. I was like, no, that is a long period of time.
Yeah,
Eon.
Oh, I like Eon. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, but I'm like, no, it's Owen, you dumb bastard.
Yeah, Owen.
Anyway, so I was saying to Charlie there, so I've got a press screening of John Woo's Silent Night soon.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
I cannot wait to do that. So we'll do a stream about that once we've all seen it, because that'll be a good one to talk about.
Yeah,
Christmas.
for sure.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm going in the theater to see it. So
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
see
yeah.
that too.
I'll watch it quick.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to that. What else? Anything else happened actually this week, news-wise or anything else?
Ooh,
Tomorrow we have the trailer to The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. Like they've done a new movie.
I'm
version of that.
interested because
Oh.
It's from 8711.
8711, which
Yep.
it's
John
going.
Wick and all that.
It's about stunt guy, so it's going to have
Yeah.
to be chock full of like insane stunts.
That-
Does he have the
Yeah.
truck? I had the truck as a
I
kid,
think it's
man.
a truck. Yeah.
Do you have this? Do you still have one, Charlie?
No, I got something else though. I got the Fall Guy cop car.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
They I think I saw the Jeep the other day. It was like the military Jeep, but
Yeah.
this company does like movie cars, and they had Fall Guy.
I know. I've got a ton of those. I didn't even see that one. But I had like from when Fall Guy was on. I had the
from
truck
Hot Wheels.
from when I was a
Yep.
kid having it on. I mean, Lee Majors pretty much went from one pretty cool show to another.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he stayed busy in the
and I-
70s
Oh yeah,
and 80s,
legend.
man.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, who's the Fall Guy?
Ryan
Who's the-
Gosling.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
Ryan Gosling.
So,
I was
he's
gonna say,
good
don't-
action also. So you know, I'm definitely intrigued. I'll see what the trailer's like tomorrow. There's another
Yeah.
trailer as well. Oh, yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes tomorrow as well. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's like, oh, there's another Planet of the Apes movie.
From the Apes That Don't Wear Clothes series, because I don't like those, even though I
Yeah.
bought.
Yeah.
They're
I
not-
feel like because I've never seen the originals really. I think I saw the first one like years ago, but I've never really bothered with them
I've
because
seen,
I
like,
hated
two. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't get
Wait.
it.
What are we talking about? You
The
haven't seen
old Planet.
You
of the
never
Apes.
saw the old Planet of the Apes.
I only saw
Nah.
two of them. Yeah, like the original one.
Yeah, I
the-
saw the original like years ago, but
Yeah.
like I never really liked them that much. I liked the newer ones with like Andy Serkis as Caesar and all that.
Oh my God, Planet of the Apes is in my top 10 favorite films of all time. I have everything there's ever been released. I've got dolls and toys and everything.
Mhm.
Okay, no, you gotta want like those new ones are not Planet of the Apes. I don't know what they are, but they're not Planet of the Apes. There's some. The apes are supposed to be men. They're supposed to be dressed up and do things as men do them, not how it came to be. It came to be. It's a long story, but like whatever. Those movies, they're okay. I have them just to watch them once, but they're not very good in my opinion. But anyway, I'm a Planet of the Apes like nerd. So
would you like the Tim Burton one?
I know it's awful. It's a
Yeah.
bloody disgrace. I
It's terrible.
despise
Everybody
it.
hates that one.
But it's a bad movie and it's stupid too. They're jumping around and climbing. I'm like, no, they're not supposed to be apes. They're supposed to be men. That's the whole effing point of this entire series. They shouldn't be ape-like. They're supposed to be upright and move around and talk and be normal, not hoo 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 and then jump and grab stuff. It's like, no, that's not it. They keep missing the point. Like they don't understand what Planet of the Apes was. They didn't get it. So anyway, no.
Right.
Short answer, no.
We could do a Planet of the Apes rant.
I guess we should have. I guess we should have watched more. Owen, I don't know.
You should have, yeah. Like the ending of part 2 is the most craziest ending I've ever seen. Is a masterpiece. I agree. Could not be reached. Hey, how's it going? And Action Flicks is here. Is that John?
Yeah, it should be John on Action Flicks.
Hey, John, what's going on, man?
Hey, John. All right.
But yes, let's see. Nothing compares. I agree. But part 2 is the ending. Like literally, like everyone knows the part 1 ending is crazy. For
right. Yeah, everybody knows that one.
Everyone knows. But part 2 is like part 2 is unbelievable. Like I watched part 2 and I'm like, how is there a part 3? Like that's pretty definitive. And then part 3 happened. I was like, oh man. And part 3's got Ricardo Montalban in it, and he's the friggin' best. Like part 4's pretty damn awesome. And part 5 is pretty. It's got Bishop from friggin' Assault on Precinct 13 in it, and he's awesome in it. Yeah, like the 5 originals are good, and the TV show's pretty good. The cartoon's okay too. But those first 5 are super stellar. Like top 10, like I'm telling you, like top 10 film of all, like mind blown. Like this is the greatest thing ever. Not better than Star Wars, but Star Wars is a bit better. So yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that at some point. It's just whenever there's like 5 of them. I'm like,
yeah, but they're not 7 hours like Marvel movies, and
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
True, I'll give you that. Yeah,
and there's stuff you don't know about. Like you I can tell by what you're. It's like there's like stuff that you don't know. Like part 2, it's like
it's not just anything about them except the ending of the first one. That's it. Yeah,
it's not just apes. There's like you get to see what man becomes at that time, and they've got like powers and stuff. Like it's like it's not just 8 people walking around. There's a lot of crazy shit. So anyway,
we're missing out.
You're missing out big time. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our split second live stream. Bye.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyway, split second from 1992. Rutger Hauer. I really do enjoy this movie. I mean, is it perfect? No, but it's Rutger Hauer. So that alone is awesome, and he's the amazingly named Harley Stone, and every action hero needs to have a cool name, and he's total the action hero cliche. He's got like sunglasses on, the trench coat. He's kind of a dick to everybody, and like he's a bullying kind of asshole as well. Towards
he's snarky as shit.
The amazingly named Dick Durkin, played by Alistair Duncan, And the thing is, I was like, why do you keep being mean to this guy? He's perfectly nice, and then you're just like bullying this guy for the entire runtime. But that just sort of makes it more entertaining. But the movie takes place in like a flooded future London, and Detective Harley Stone hunts a serial killer who murdered his partner and has haunted him ever since. He soon discovers that what he is hunting might not be human. So, which of course we know is not. Spoiler alert! It's a monster. And I kind of like that. There's no like explanation or anything, is there? It's just a monster, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like a metaphor or something, this biblical kind of thing, and it's basically Judge Death and Venom combined. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. 2000 AD, it's a British production. That's Judge Death was definitely around in the time of that. Yep, Venom had come out I don't know what was like
90.
Nah, it's before the 90s. He was out.
Well, they had the black suit, but when did
Amazing Spider-Man 300?
When was that? Was that 89 or 90?
Venom, Amazing Spider-Man 300.
No idea.
All right.
It's going to be like 1989 or 88 or something.
That's what it's like late 80s. I've got a copy.
You have an original? Nice. I don't. I started with like 318 or something.
I have almost a full run of Venom stuff, so I had to have that one. So
I've got Venom.
Reek says 88. So
thank you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
I know it's in that window. The black suit shows up way earlier.
I've got that. That's behind me. And then it's like Venom and Judge. Like it's got the visor kind of a thing, and then
and the teeth.
Got Venom teeth, but it looks a little bit like Judge Death. It's a mixture of those two characters.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But
they had like 3 weeks to design it, which was
and there's only one suit.
Yeah,
they only had time to make. They made one suit, and that's like, hopefully, fingers crossed, this thing doesn't get torn or destroyed or whatever.
I know. And then the creature effects designer and visual effects supervisor was Stephen Norrington, who directed Blade. So that was cool. Yeah. But I thought they did the best thing they could, because they keep the creature like invisible for most of it, where we don't see it. So then, if there's budgetary restraints, or time constraints as it was, then it's not glaring, because like the monster looks cool. It definitely looks like Venom or whatever else. But that's the thing, we don't know where he's from. Is it an alien or whatever else? And I like that we don't know. It's just that, you know, not everything needs to be explained, and the mystery makes it sort of more interesting, I think. But I'm going to shut up. I got more stuff to say, but I'm going to say it later, so I'll let you guys go first. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Well, I love this movie. I do think it's 10 out of 10 actually.
Good.
The reason I think it's perfect is that I'm judging the movies based on themselves, right?
Yeah.
So what it's promising, it delivers exactly what it promises in every way and more, because they don't need to have this global catastrophe where like the you know, it's like the global warming has destroyed whatever, you know, whatever.
Right.
They don't need to have that. It could just be a futuristic movie. Having that flooding is kind of cool. It's supposed to be, it's all these biblical references, right? That's kind of the point of this, is he has Satan character. He's got the demon teeth and all that. He's kind of got an alien venom, Judge Death, right? All that mixed in.
Right.
You've got almost different sides to, like, you know, Rutger Hauer is sort of like lost his humanity and his, you know, if you say faith or whatever. And then the other guy represents sort of the other side, like he's the smart guy. Durkin is like the smart guy. He's like if you put them together, they'd be like the perfect police officer, but they're separated because one guy can't do the action bits and can't get anything. He's all intellectual. And then you got one guy who's just so crazy. You got to be a little bit crazy to be a cop in this time.
You got the scholar and the crusader, basically.
Right? And you put them together. That was the whole thing. We don't get enough in the movie. Like, we don't know if his previous partner was that, but it doesn't matter. You get the feeling that Rutger Hauer was the perfect cop prior to the encounter with the creature, and then now he's become half of himself, and he needs this guy to complete it. I don't know. I mean, there's lots to say. Like, cinematography, music is like on point for me. Like,
I love how the film's gorgeous looking.
Yeah.
It's
a movie that I wish I would like. If they had given me whatever, what's the year, 1992? Okay, so if in 1992 they gave me whatever money to make a movie, I would have produced this movie. So it's one of those movies where you watch, you're like, oh man, it's like,
I wish I'd made this.
I wish I had made this. And if I had to redo it, I really wouldn't even change anything. I mean, maybe add more gore or something, or nudity, I guess, just to appease.
Although it would have gore and nudity. It has both nudity, I might add.
Yeah, it has both anyways.
I don't know. Not body double either, so that was kind of surprising that it wasn't her body double or anything. That was
because you see the camera like move up, like woo.
Yep.
So I think this movie's awesome. I'd play this with like hardware. That's what I was mentioning, hardware, which I also like.
I've seen that in years. I remember seeing that back in the day, and definitely should revisit that.
That's a good one. Another 2000 AD.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of, you know, again, you there's like those certain movies you could do like a little movie fest, and you play all these together, and they kind of all fit this weird genre. It's weird. It's like 1990s, like kind of sensibilities, but like 80s like ideas. It's like like it's
exactly,
it's this weird, like there's that weird time period, and it's very short, like it's 1990 to 1993 or something, and then after that it's now full 90s. Like there's that transition period where we're like going from the 80s into the 90s. We still like the 80s. We haven't said that they're trash, you know, but we're trying to up it a bit, right? And then at some point you get to where it's like, oh yeah, the 80s, that's that. Now we're into the 90s, and that's where we're getting into our, you know, I guess what's like Demolition Man's or what, you know, whatever, like
big blockbuster style,
bigger versions,
more money at it. Yeah,
like Demolition Man is just an 80s movie with more quality budget or whatever, or
that's
higher
exactly
budgets.
what it is. That's why it's perfect. Is
right.
It has all of the love of the 80s and money behind it. So
money, yeah. So that's where we're at. So this one is like the this is the Black Sabbath of
that's somewhere. That's like
this is
get molded.
Yeah, this is where they're like, okay, let's do this. So there you go.
Absolutely.
There's one scene just before I forget to mention this, which is my favorite shot of the film. I think it's is it called the Necropolis or whatever? Whenever he's just about to meet up with Kim Cattrall, and then there's a shot of like the police van, and then it's like ethereal light. I think it says cemetery or something, or Necropolis, whatever on it. And then the door opens, and then you just see him standing there with like the big raincoat flowing behind him as he walks in. It's just gorgeously shot. It was like super stylish, and I was oh god, I love every second of this.
Makes
movie.
him look like a badass, right? Straight out of a comic book. Yeah, totally.
He's got a cigar constantly. I love the scene where Dick Durkin is like sort of going a bit kind of crazy, and he's like smoking a cigar, and everyone else is just like, "We need big fucking guns, big fucking guns." He's just
one of my favorite scenes in that one.
He's losing his shit. Anyway, Charlie, over to you.
I'm with you guys, man. This is probably one of my favorite like early 90s movies. I don't have many faults. I do wish there was a little bit more, not fully explaining to me what's going on, but I wish they'd have fleshed out the whole thing with like the astrological signs that it keeps carving into things. I wanted they did so good laying out this little sprinkling of lore that now I want more of that lore. But I remember watching it for the first time as a teenager and not really realizing it was an alien. They start out the movie pretty good as it being a serial killer. It's always first person view of it, hunting people down. And it was till you saw that bite out of the heart. That was when you're like, oh shit, this is something else. And as a kid, man, I fell in love with this movie. I watched it constantly. And for some reason it was like mid 2000s that I never bought it on VHS. I went to a place called Buybacks and I was like, trade in DVDs, games, VHSs. They had Split Second on the shelf. And I'm like, oh shit, I love this movie. I pick it up and it says $100. And I'm like, no way. Walk up to the cashier and she's like, I've never heard of this movie. And she punches in a computer. She goes, no, it's $100. And was selling for $100. It was a low print DVD. And then I still regret not buying it. I still regret not buying it. I don't even have it on Blu-ray. I didn't even look that up.
No. You must get this.
And
I have the VHS, the DVD you're talking about, and the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is Japanese a super must. It's the MVP or what's that company?
I've got MVD or is it 101 films?
MVD, I think is what it is.
It's got all the Japanese deleted scenes on it anyway, and it's like a much longer film.
Oh, it does have the deleted scenes on it. Okay, I need to get that. Well, I get gun shy because we were just talking about hardware, and it's funny, J-Man, before you brought it up, I was already looking up hardware because I'm doing it for my birthday episode on the podcast. Awesome. And I looked up the Blu-ray and it's $100 freaking. Like, why is it all these movies I loved as a kid that weren't mainstream are now like $100 or more? It's stupid, but it was before I knew, I think Shout did it.
So when that came out, I didn't have a Blu-ray player. So the Blu-ray was X dollars and the DVDs. It's the same edition. Special features are all the same on hardware. I have the DVD of it.
Yeah.
I was like, Blu-ray, I don't know. It's not going to go anywhere because it was HD and Blu-ray were kind of still fighting it out at that time. And I was like, well, let me just get the DVD and I know that's for sure. And I figure hardware, like how good is that going to really look on Blu-ray?
It should be a $5 movie in the Walmart bin. You know what I mean? It's like, no.
Yeah, now that one's got Super Patriot in it. It basically looks like Super Patriot from the Image universe.
And that's where it's like it's straight up from 2000 AD hardware. It's totally take from that. And then Patriot, they took that picture of the hardware robot, and that's what that is. So, so that's what with Split Second, there was like J-Man did it perfectly. There was this like run of movies that you could have an entire fest on this one era of like 89 to 92 and a half.
Right.
What's that?
Death Machine's cool too. I've got that as well. I have Death Machine as well. Yeah.
There's just something about machinery gone wrong. There's another one called Moon Patrol with Bruce Campbell and Chekhov, and it's in space, but it's about alien machine that takes human body parts, a lot like Virus when they made.
I liked Virus.
I like
Virus too.
But it's Jamie Lee. I mean,
Oh my God! Wow, you're the one person who bought that. Awesome. They produced one, and then they're like, "Yeah, why are we making more of these figures?"
I want to find it because apparently, if you buy all four, this was when they first started doing Build-A-Figs. You get the giant creature from the end. But you get all the parts with each character. So
yes, Apex. I remember that one as well.
Yep, seen Apex. I mean, there was just this whole run
Apex, yes,
of just the sci-fi / horror movies. I think Screamers even came out around
Screamers,
this time.
yeah, I saw that, and I've got that, and it's Moontrap. You're talking about Moontrap.
Moontrap, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have that.
Moon Patrol's a video game, but
yes,
I have that on
you said
Atari.
Patrol is like, and I think it's Moontrap, but I don't want to be a nerd and correct them. No,
you're
so
fine.
I just checked it as Moontrap. Yeah,
I went Atari on us all right there, but no, there was like this knot of movies, and when I started renting movies, that's how I found Split Second. Was I was just like, let's go, what's this, and then I rented Split Second, going, dude, this is like this is the pinnacle of all of these movies. And I love
Nemesis. The first Nemesis.
Nemesis fits right along with all this. Class of 1999. All those movies. I know. But I like you guys. I like it didn't need to be set in like global warming, but the water is just adds this level to the atmosphere going around.
People can disappear quicker. They just pulled under the water.
Disappear quicker. It adds something to where they're just driving a vehicle, but you're seeing that they're driving through like water. It's splashing. Dirk is standing on top of the vehicle doing his moves and stuff because he can't stand out in the water and do it. It just adds an element to this movie that did it need to be there? No, but man, I'm glad they did it.
Yeah. Well, also the rats. It's all this biblical stuff. There's plague. There's rats.
Yeah.
It's rats,
there's flood. There's
blood. Satan has appeared now to finally, but they added science to it where there's DNA. I like that they're mixing. There's a few of these. Prince of Darkness did this. They're mixing like the biblical stuff with science stuff as well. So it's like, oh, if Satan was there and eating people's hearts and obtaining their souls through their hearts, well, is he obtaining their DNA profile, which I guess he is because he's absorbing it. So it's like his DNA now has anybody who he's attacked. There's a lot of neat. I don't know. There was a lot of neat stuff. It's you could look at it like if I threw that in there and put it and took it to a film class right now in whatever university, put this movie in, they'd be like, oh, this is a low budget movie, right? I'm like, right. Except now when I start saying all this, like, oh yeah, shit, I never thought of that. Exactly. Right. Oh, there's this guy's two sides to his psyche. This is the two cops, right? It's like, oh yeah, I didn't think of all that. It's like, right. You didn't think of all that because you're just trained to visually see an image and then determine that entire movie's like value. And we don't do that. We're supposed to watch it and put yourself in that position in that time. If it's 1992, who are you in 1992 watching this? This is why we don't judge movies based on today's standards of anything. It's like, I'm judging today's movies and maybe I'm harsher, right? Because you should be able to take Split Second, remake it, and it should be way better because the story, the characters, and all of that is still there. You have to find a good actor, but they can't do it. And that's because they don't respect anything that came before. No, they don't have an appreciation for it. I'm saying Split Second is 10 out of 10. That sounds insane, but it's not insane. It's 10 out of 10 for what it is trying to accomplish to entertain you and give you something to think about also in your entertainment. It is not the same as Lawrence of Arabia, which is also 10 out of 10 for different reasons. We can judge, and I would say Nemesis is like 9 out of 10 or whatever, right? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's like a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and then you can judge them as you're going down. So let's say Hardware's like an 8.5 or something, right?
Yeah,
or 9, and then you can go down that way and say, okay, Class of 99, that's probably like a 7.5 or an 8, right? So it's like, it's not as good as this, but it's still pretty damn good, right? So yeah, of course. And if we're judging a movie today and we're saying, well, wait a minute, how could you give Split Second a 10 and then you gave John Wick 4 like a 9? Like, I think I gave it an 8 out of like, are you saying Split Second is better than John Wick 4? No, I'm saying it's based shorter. On John Wick 4. It is shorter.
Yeah, it's way shorter.
Based on John Wick 4 and what it should have delivered based on the other films we got and the budget that they have and the talent involved, that should have been better than what it was. Split Second is better than it ought to be. That's why it gets the 10. That's
100%.
And visually, it still holds up. Like, you don't watch it and go, oh, well, that looks so dated. Nothing looks dated in it, and it's because
it looks pretty damn good.
No,
and that's the thing. Yeah,
I mean,
great
just
gore
like
effects. You've seen the hearts and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that.
That
like
heart
this.
that looks like it's still melting in the ice because it had been frozen and just I love just the and I do like that there's gore in this movie, but they even came to a point where they're like, we need some more blood, but there's not a whole lot of people we can kill. They go through that morgue and they're literally shooting blood bags so that there's blood spraying all over the place. I was like, I dig this. There we go. That's how you add blood without killing characters. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what John's saying there, the guns in this movie.
Yeah, weapons are awesome.
They went
nuts
with the
They
armor.
didn't need to do that. So that's now a prop master, and you have to get these guys to make this look realistic. They have to be able to hold them well and shoot fire and make them shoot well because we're still shooting stuff. So they did if all the characters in the movies just had normal guns, you'd be okay. You wouldn't really think about it, right? It's like just little extra things. Like, let's give them a cool gun.
This is the 80s movie making,
right?
With the action stars. We need a lot of bullets,
right?
But now we have this cool story to put it into. But I mean, who doesn't want a Gatling shotgun? You know,
and every movie's better. Imagine how much better like Bambi would be if she had like a Gatling gun. I mean, come on.
Exactly. You could have made her look like Dino Riders and just had this harness.
Oh my God, Dino Riders! That's awesome.
Shooting all the hunters and shit.
I'm still waiting for a Dino Riders movie. We've discussed this before, Charlie. Hey, Hollywood, where's our Dino Riders movie?
You just did 65. You can't tell me you can't do this. Just
that was good.
Dino Riders.
Yeah.
65 was a very good movie. 65 had shades of this.
Yeah. It's like, if you can do that, why are we not getting these things? Like,
well, you're not going to get them right anyways. This is when people say, why don't they do a Thundar the Barbarian? Well, because Thundar will be a woman.
He'll be a woman now.
And Ukla will be like a dog because they don't want to have like a giant creature guy. It's just going to be nonsense.
And then, if it goes to like a big studio or something like
well,
that.
They're not giving us the money, so.
No, I haven't gotten a check in the mail yet or anything.
No, exactly. We definitely need to start up Action Elite Productions, and then we can actually just make good movies, and like all budgets would be like under 100 million, and we could just make proper old school action movies. Anyone who uses CGI is fired.
You're allowed to use it for like touch-ups or something to
erase a wire, take the wires.
I don't want CG blood. I don't want CG muzzle flare.
Oh fuck no, we're not doing any of that. No. It's
lazy.
True.
Yeah, and it's
I'll tell you what,
in every film. The kids, here's boobs.
Yeah, boobs. We've got in this one a lot of them. But one thing I was even on that note, say like if we were to remake it, and this goes back to last time we were recording, and J-Man was talking about the story where it's like this killer is anytime our hero interacts with someone, a newspaper vendor, a hot dog vendor, that person dies. This movie is touching so close, like that girl that goes to the bathroom. She's dead. Just these passing coincidences. The jogger that I think is in the deleted scene that dies.
Yeah, it's a heart ripped out. Yeah,
gets a heart ripped out. I would take that a little bit further because I really think that would be torture and psychological honor on your lead, especially if it was Rutger Hauer still playing it, because that dude just nails that insanity, but then he's able to cap it for a moment and then it comes out again and then he caps it again. But I would add that level of the killer's literally killing anyone he has an interaction with. Like even you could just fuck with them more and just do one a day. You don't know who you're interacting with that day that's going to die. Convenience store, anything like that. But every day, someone that you casually met dies. And I'm like, that would make a whole different, level of
just like tension and like
cerebral and tension, and still have a ton of gore, still make it a creature that you don't know if it's alien or demonic or whatever, but just explain to me what the stupid signs mean if I remake this movie. That's all I care about. Like, they made such a big deal. And I know this movie was being rewritten right up until they were filming. Like, this said, 8 weeks they had this done. So it's not even the original script Rutger signed on for. It changed from there.
Well, it was originally written for Harrison Ford.
It was.
And you could picture him in it, but I think the character sort of looks like probably a bit too similar to Deckard from Blade Runner kind of thing, as a wet environment, whatever, a raincoat, whatever else. Like,
but it still works with Rutger Hauer, who was also in Blade Runner. So it's like, but it works to give him a little bit more.
And he's got the bird on his head, so it's like,
I love that. Yeah,
got the bird there.
Yeah.
That's
But-
kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you could take this movie now, but the movie that we got is, God, it is paramount perfection of a thriller, horror, sci-fi actioneer. Like this, it just takes everything and blends it in, and it's so much fun. I sat down, watched it again today, and just not trying to like criticize it or analyze. I just watched it, and man, I was like remembering stuff when I was a kid, the first time, like, oh shit, the bite out of the heart, just all these little things. And then there's the one guy that was Boner in I Come in Peace, Paul. His last name's Pollard.
Sweet Pea from
Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea.
And I was just remembering, like, and again, there's another movie I came came out around about the same time. Kevin Pollard. But it's just so much
Sleepaway Camp. Movie. You see, I haven't spoken to you about that, Charlie. We'll talk about that at the end. I was at J-Man's last week, and I've seen the Sleepaway Camp trilogy. Oh my god, I need to buy all of those movies.
So I messaged J-Man the other night, found out Jackie had never seen it, so we watched it the other night. She is laughing her ass off the entire movie, and it gets to that end, and she's like, "What the hell was that? What is going on?"
Did you show her my pictures when we got the?
I did. I was like, J-Man just saw her, and I was telling her about Felissa. She just couldn't get over the aunt, the mom character from the beginning, and then at the end,
acts like, have that, could we?
Exactly.
I don't know. I tied a rope around my finger to remember. So when I talked to Felissa, she said they wanted to do another one with the aunt, like a prequel showing the aunt being all weird and everything. I'm like, yeah, that'd get canceled in about 3 seconds. But
yeah, you'd have to be super independent to get away with that.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it.
Anyway, back to Split Second. One thing I loved about it is that it has the classic, the hero's apartment is this absolute shithole. It's kind of like Cobra, where he's like cutting up pizza with scissors, or
exactly
Lone Wolf McQuaid, where he has beer. Everyone gets angry when the woman cleans the apartment. It's like, no, any action hero has to live in squalor. That's just the thing.
There's always the bad guy in the closet. Just shoot the closet like Arnold did.
Yeah. There's always a bad guy in there.
But like he gets taken off the case immediately, and then he just continues on the case. I'm like, but you were you were suspended.
That's what they do.
They didn't even bother to even have 1 minute of suspension. It was just like, you're suspended. Okay, let's go to the thing. I'm like, wait, you're suspended. What's happening?
Because he doesn't care. Because he's a total cop, plays by his own rules and all that, and everybody hates him. Like, Pete Postlewaite's character, who's a little underused. I kind of thought there'd be a bit more with them. Like maybe they'd work together at the end or something else. And then Alan Armstrong playing like the police chief or whatever. And these are like two great like British thesps.
Yeah, big time.
And they're always great and everything. But I love how everyone is utterly serious in the movie as well. Like these days, there'd be quips all the time, whatever. Like there's still humor in the movie, but it never takes away from the drama or the tension in it. Like there's that one scene where they're laughing at each other's names, and then they both start laughing, and that's actually real, and he kept it in, and it just felt more natural.
Your name's Harley? Yeah, what's wrong with Harley? Your name's like
Dick Durkin.
Dick Durkin. Then they both just start laughing.
And I laugh too because I'm like, it is kind of
it is hilarious, man. It's funny.
Well, the posters, if you see if you look up the poster, Detective Stone is the name of the movie in other countries.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Not Split Second. And I never understood what Split Second meant.
No, I don't really know why it's called that.
Well, I saw one poster that they should have used. The tagline was, "The difference between life and death is split second."
No, that makes sense. It was originally titled Pentagram.
But that's...
See, I don't hate it because once you watch it, you're kind of like, okay, it could have been a demon. It could have. Then again, there Charlie gets his astrological signs at least involved.
But they should have called it Heart of Stone. His name's Stone. Hearts are eaten. Boom, boom, done. Drops.
I could get behind that. I could definitely get behind that. I do love this. I remember the VHS case, which was just Rutger Hauer, in the smaller, and then the giant silhouette of the creature behind him. Just amazing looking.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, there's very little I would change about the movie. I mean, I think it's just over 90 minutes, isn't it? So
I think it's right there, barely.
yeah,
over
because like
90
the
minutes.
pacing is just perfect in it though, because just if things think about slowing down, they never really do, because there's just constant tension. You're like thinking, is this guy going to jump out at any moment? Is it going to be boobs? Is somebody going to get shot? Are there going to be boobs? All these important things you're thinking about while watching it.
But Rutger is like, go ahead, Charlie.
No, I was going to say there's actually one moment that shows how little time they waste is when they actually take him in and I guess arrest him. It's like he's yelling and shaking at the jail bars, and the very next scene he's getting all his shit back from the guy behind the counter. He's like, "Where's my gun? The chief's got it. He wants to talk to you." And he's just collecting on I mean, they don't even waste time of him sitting in the jail cell right after it happens. He's just pissed off he's in there, and then boom, he's back out. So there is no wasted time whatsoever in this movie.
Yeah, and he's always frantic, and he's always hit. Okay, the other thing, like, we're hearing the heartbeat, and they've given us this audio cue, which they don't. Nobody does this, not even in movies that I like that are modern movies. There's no audio cues. And Owen says this literally every stream, which is, there's no scores anymore. Like there's no themes, but this has a theme, but it also has that dun, 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 and that instantaneously adds tension. And once you realize like, oh, it's the heartbeat. So he knows when this thing is going to strike. And you're like, it immediately gives you, even sometimes like unconsciously, like you're like, oh yeah, shit, the heartbeat. Oh, and at some point you're like, wait, how long has that been beating for? It's like, oh, it's coming soon, right? And he's very frantic all the time, so he's creating tension. It's like he's sitting in the office, and I'm like, this is intense, and he's just sitting in the office, like it's not nothing's happening, but he's like, we got to get out there, we got to stop this thing. He's constantly eating. He's constantly doing stuff with his hands.
Yeah,
and there's no like he's just so crazy. He's always eating chocolate or smoking or coffee or whatever. It's like constantly
keeps him awake,
keeps him awake. He has to go.
I love how the only time we see him sleep is whenever Kim Cattrall is there, and she's the only thing that brings him peace, basically.
Right. Yes, allowed him to calm down. I like that.
And they didn't say it. They never. There wasn't a scene where Dick's like, "Oh, it's a good thing she's there to keep him calm." It's like we just understand in the movie. This is why why movies are longer. I discovered this the other day. I was going to do a video on this, but I'll do a preview right here. I discovered why they're so long. They don't know how to get actors. Firstly, don't know how to act, and they can say their lines and say them convincingly, but they don't understand the entire physical performance of something, nuances, and they can't write scenes. The scripts are so bad that they're not explaining what's going on in a scene. There's no blocking. When there's so much CGI use, physical objects are not there to touch, right? And when things aren't there, actors can't react on things. Like if we're sitting here and let's say the scene is the three of us are talking and I'm not paying attention, I might have a pen and I might be like, kind of like this or biting my pen or something. But if everything is CGI on me, I have nothing. I can only react to what you're saying. So it's just a back and forth dialogue. There's nothing there to keep the tension going or to keep your interest. So there's that. And because of that, they don't add any audio cues either. Like, it's just like, okay, well, here's the scene. They said the dialogue, the scene's over. It's like, well, what was the point of this scene? Well, it was to say this dialogue. Right. But Split Second also has the point of the scene. There's this dialogue. Yeah. But we also see that him and Kim, that he's now calm with her there. He's like, you okay? You okay? So we're like, oh, hey, he's calm. Now they don't say it. In new movies, they would have to say it, which makes it longer. There'd have to be a scene to explain. Oh, it's like, I notice he's calm with her there. It's like, yeah, she keeps him grounded. That would the way I just did that would be exactly what would happen. Now that adds 10 seconds of dialogue. Then there's 10 seconds of dialogue to exist. Then and all of a sudden you got a 2.5-hour movie. You're like, nothing really much happens in this movie. It's all exposition or whatever.
Well, there's another aspect to having those sound cues, because as we're given the heartbeat, we now associate that with the demon. And so now the filmmakers can fuck with you a little bit. So like whenever he's in the apartment stalking Kim Cattrall, we hear the heartbeat and we're like, what's going on? And all we see is the splits from Rutger going there. We see her. We know he's in the apartment. We hear the heartbeat, but he goes down to the other apartment and kills another girl. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like when they open that thing up and that girl's chest is ripped open.
Yeah, you're like,
then
yeah.
Kim Cattrall's freaking out. She's like, he bit me. Like, what do you mean it fucking bit you?
What the hell?
What happened? And they don't have to show it. But it's just this brilliance of all I need to know is that the creature was there without going, oh no, the creature must be in the building still. No.
Right. There would have to be a scene where he explains, oh, I can sense the creature. Okay. And he's at the building. It's just like, right. That would be the scene that they would do.
Yeah.
It's like they can't think of the big picture of, and movies are made too fast. This is another thing, but like they can't think of the big picture. This movie was made very fast and lots of changes were happening and scripts getting rewritten. Yeah, but it's still made by competent filmmakers, which is why, yes, this film won't compare to like a bigger budget movie, which had a year to film or had rehearsals and all this crap, right? Okay, but the thing is, it's still made by competent filmmakers, so it ends up being cool anyways.
even to that, I mean, they did lose the director right before.
They did, and I watched the thing, and they're saying this guy wasn't the guy. Like
he was losing it. Like he was having anxiety attacks.
Stress.
Stress. And they said a lot of that, and I get it. It comes from the studio where it's just a push. How much did you get done today? Send me the dailies in. I want to see what's going on. What's the creature look like? That would drive anyone up a fucking wall, you know. But then the assistant director came in and somehow was able to still get a cohesive feel to the movie where I don't feel like I'm watching Joss Whedon and someone else try to make a movie. I can now see this was the end product still comes out. And I think it was only just some key scenes like the final fight this guy filmed and a few other that needed to be filled in.
It's mostly the guy it's mostly the second,
that's why he's actually only credited as like co-director. The other guy still has his name on it.
Yeah, he still has his name
but he's just listed because normally they would be like, F that guy, the new guy gets it, you know. So, but it's not perfect filmmaking even back then. But they're all competent. They're still able to do it. That's the shit. That's the bitch of it right there. Is even against adversity and shit like that, they still got a damn good movie out. And we don't have to worry about, now this movie's been delayed until 2025. Oh, this movie's been reshot to death. Oh, we're not going to let the critics talk about a movie until the day before it comes out. Like, there's something wrong with filmmaking then, man.
I think it's okay to have some pressure. You know, people are like,
because people get laughs.
Yeah. It's called right. Like it's like do whatever you want. Here's $5 trillion, right? It's like, but you know, that doesn't keep you in check either. Sometimes you write a script out and you're like, okay, this is too crazy. I'll use it with Conan because that's my thing. It's like Oliver Stone had a crack at it and he had the dead rising and it was like this whole thing. And they're like, yeah, this is like not happening in this movie. Like, what are you talking about? Same with Split Second. They're like, the script was way more. There's a whole bunch of stuff. They're like, yeah, this is just like not happening on this money that we have. So you got to check yourself and be like, okay, what do I essentially need to tell you in this movie to make it 90 minutes, make it make sense? Sometimes those parameters are needed, right? Like if someone says to you, listen, your movie cannot be more than 90 minutes because we can't replay it enough in the theater. And you're like, yeah, but it must be 3 hours. You don't understand my vision and all that. No. You don't understand that it's only going to be 90 minutes. So you figure that shit out on your own.
Right.
And with Lord of the Rings, same thing. They're like, it can't be over this much. And then you could do extended editions later. That's fine. But you got to edit that shit down to a movie that we can play in the theater at least 4 showings or whatever the number is. It's like, and then Peter Jackson can make a 4-hour version of each movie later. But for the theater, you have to have this. And I think that's okay sometimes because people get overindulgent. Like, I'm going to throw this in and this in. This
is what happened with the prequel. Like Killers of the Flower Moon is like 3.5 hours long. Wasn't that supposed to be like initially going to be like a limited series or something? And then they like turned it into a movie or something. I think it would have worked better as a limited series, like 6 episodes or something if they wanted to, because I'm never going to go to the cinema to see that. Like, for one thing, it just doesn't look interesting. I'll maybe watch it on streaming at some point, but I'm like, that's like half a day right there. I'm going to spend that, and I'd rather be in Middle Earth instead. So I'll watch Lord of the Rings instead. So.
Even shows though too, it's like there's like 20 episodes. Like nothing's happened. Star Trek had 25 episodes because every episode was a new concept. So it was like one-offs. So it's like, yeah, we've got 20 ideas. Sure. Twilight Zone, we've got 100 ideas. They're half an hour, 40 minutes each, depending on what season you're on. It's like, so yeah, that no problem. But not where one continuous story. It's like, well, how awesome is this story that it really needs to be this many episodes? Like the Watchmen film is 3 hours if you watch it, and that was 12 issues. Would they make it today? That would be a 12 episode miniseries, right?
Well, how long was the show? I mean, they did an HBO show.
Yeah, I never can bother.
I didn't watch it because I'm sure it's
it is, but I had only made like one season.
Right? Because
like, how much do you need to divide into it? You know,
right? So if they did Watchmen in comic books right now, it'd be like 70 issues. Right? Because it's like we gotta. It's like, tell me the story, strip it down. Split Second is perfect. Like it's like, as you're saying, Charlie, maybe 5 minutes to give us a sprinkle more. I don't need it. I'm totally fine with just accepting that this is crazy thing.
Have it, but because as a kid, I didn't give a shit. But now when I'm watching and I'm older and I'm actually like dissecting it, I'm going.
It's a demon. There you go.
But it's like you're on this really cool concept, and I want to know more about your concept. What made you think that? Like you've made this, like he paints the freaking ceiling in blood to make one of the signs, and all they did was, you're a Scorpio. That's a water symbol, and the kills all point here. I'm like, that was really fast, and that's called you guys were in a rush. You weren't really playing out that this was a demon that could have been some other master plan behind it. You know, if we're dealing with demons and angels and shit, really go deep with it or something. I don't care. But on the whole, though, I love this movie flat out. I don't hate it. To me, it's one of that's that big of a critique.
Yeah, I get it.
You know,
so 5 minutes longer. Like, I mean,
5 minutes. Find a scroll. Find something. If you have a scholar, he finds a book that has
the dreaded
anything.
The dreaded book, which explains exactly what's happening.
Not everything exactly, but just give me a little bit more stuff into it.
Hey, Adam, how's it going?
Rat in real life or in the movie? Because he takes out that rat in the kitchen. Yeah, but you shut up my kitchen. I got the rat. Good.
Yeah, I missed it.
Good. I got it.
Yeah, first he thinks he missed the rat anyways.
Yeah. Just going back to John's comment here, which I thought was interesting, where he says, I always thought this is a sequel or so to Wanted, Dead or Alive if Nick Randall became more jaded in the future. And I think, it's a good double bill, that one.
Yeah, that would be a good matchup. Absolutely.
But Rutger Hauer was always great at doing, he did like so many like post-apocalyptic like sci-fi movie kind of things. Do you remember Salute of the Jugger?
Oh yeah, it's like this weird post-apocalyptic sports.
Yeah, movie. And it's like a sport, and it's like fighting kind of thing. It's got a different name. Your mic's off, Jay.
What's it called?
Salute of the Jugger is. It's got a different title.
It's there's another name, and I can't remember it.
I literally just wrote about it a few weeks ago.
Overseas and an American version of it.
Yeah, I think I found it.
Juggers.
It's called the Salute of the Jugger, and there's the other name is Blood of Heroes.
Yeah, Blood of Heroes. Yeah.
And I've seen with Joan Chen, and I haven't seen this movie, but I remember seeing this in like video stores.
Yeah, you'd see the cover, and it's always put with like all the post-apocalyptic action movies,
right?
So it's not even realizing it's really just a sport movie is all it's about.
Yeah, but it's cool though. I mean, Rutger Hauer always did these sort of interesting movies, and his characters were always interesting because they weren't always sympathetic. But you just liked it because of his sheer charisma. I mean, like Harley's not a particularly likable guy, and it's like he's kind of an asshole, but yet he's still cool at the same time. And you're like, he's still awesome.
He took his partner's wife, man. I mean, he's actually a shit bag, but we like him as a shit bag. I like him in like Blind Fury. If you really want to get like a charismatic Rutger Hauer. God, I love that movie, man. It's just
that's maybe one of my favorite movies. Obviously, Blade Runner is number one, but Blind Fury is like way, way up there.
For Rutger Hauer led, I'd say.
Yeah, for him as a lead. Yeah.
That one.
How about Hobo with a Shotgun?
Hobo with a Shotgun is just good grindhouse, man. That's just good stuff.
Yeah. That's a good one too. But I mean, he just made any movie better because there was always just kind of something just a little bit sinister and unsettling about him, where you're like, is this guy really a good guy or whatever else? And that was just made him sort of more interesting that way, where he was nuanced and brought nuance to any role, even what could have been seen as just like your typical action hero archetype there.
Right.
But he just made him just a bit more interesting. So there we are.
I
agree.
The Hitcher, he's a scumbag, but charismatic.
Absolutely. He's a super evil guy.
The Hitcher's an amazing movie.
That's
apparently coming to Blu-ray soon, by the way. I think they're working on that. Yeah, finally.
Nice.
So that's good. Looking forward to that. Oh yeah, and obviously we've discussed this, Jay, in person, but your T-shirt getting Conan on 4K.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that. I was probably the first person to pre-order it.
Before it was even online.
You're welcome. I'm the one that shared it in the group. You're welcome.
I know.
I did.
Thank you, Charlie. It's like 1 second after Charlie shared it, every Facebook group I'm in shared it. So Charlie was first.
I was ahead of the game.
Charlie was first. I will tell you that you were the first. But it wasn't up for pre-order at that point.
No, that was the announcement that it was going to be going up.
Yeah.
But
I haven't pre-ordered it yet because I'm broke, but I will get it at some point.
I know. I don't know if I have enough to pre-order it, but I'm going to kick myself if I don't. That's been my pain.
It's obviously it's my novelization came in today of the film. I don't know if you ordered that. They brought they republished the novelization of Conan the Barbarian, the movie. So that came in today. Or yesterday, and of course it's in the other room, so I can't go get it. But
anyway, we'll take your word for it.
Which is believe me.
Adam, I've heard that my co-host wants to cover the Hitcher, but he won't because it's a shitty transfer on the DVD. So there's a 4K coming out. For what I've heard,
4K, but it's certainly Blu-ray, and I was like, well, I'll take either at this stage.
I've heard people complain that it's not a very good quality. It's almost like watching it on VHS, but like stretched.
I can't remember. I think I watched it.
It's non-anamorphic. That's why.
That'll do it. Yep. So that's what it is. They fucked with it to get it on a ratio that works, and it's jacked.
Yeah. So on a normal. Like on a normal TV, old TV,
4:3,
it'll look good. But if it's not anamorphic, it can't recognize your TV signal and adjust itself.
Right.
So a lot of first DVDs were like that. Do you have any? I have a DVD. It was Prince of Thieves, Robin Hood, where you had to flip the DVD to watch the second half of the movie.
Yep.
And it was, and again, not anamorphic. So anamorphic was sort of the next. So it was like DVD and then anamorphic DVD.
Yeah.
And then because I
think my Eraser's still like that. Because it's one of the
Eraser's one of those.
The cardboard with the flip lock. Yeah,
that's what Hitcher is as well.
Yeah,
I hate those ones. I hate that packaging. I think I got rid of it, and
that's what Split Second was. It was like that.
Split Second was the same way.
I've got that one. Yeah.
I just had the Blu-ray when I got it in the UK, but I got a double pack of Eraser and Collateral Damage, so on Blu-ray just last year because I wanted I was trying to get rid of DVDs and replace them with either Blu-rays or 4Ks of them. So that's what I was doing.
I don't think that's happening with me. I've got thousands. it's like I don't think that's just not happening. I just replaced Project ACO and it was like $100-something, and it's an anime. So and I didn't even get. I for some reason I didn't bring out the last thing. I'm like, I don't even have this one on Blu-ray. I'm like, now I got to keep the box set and the Blu-rays.
Yep. I get the ones where I'll buy the Blu-ray that come out, but then it'll be on like some collection DVD I own, and I don't have all of them on Blu-ray, so it's like, I can't get rid of the collection.
I've got so many of those. I've got 2 copies of Arena, 2 copies of Robot Jocks, 2 copies. This is like,
but that's still not enough. Like Arena is one of my favorite underappreciated movies. This is one of those movies where like, they should remake it. I'm like, no, they shouldn't, because it would suck and it would lose all the charm of it. The whole thing was that sort of 80s, 90s charm.
You're never going to get that Charles Band feel from that stuff. Robot Jocks is another one that I cannot get for less than $100 if I want to get the Blu-ray, because it was another Shout Factory release.
Yeah,
it's on the Arrow. It's on the Arrow set. Robot Jocks Arena. I just got it. It's coming in the mail.
Crash and Burn on it?
No, but I have Crash and Burn anyway. Dolls. This one.
So you got a collection that has all those on?
You can order it right now. It's $40 and it's free shipping. It's $40 in your money, Charlie, and free shipping right now. You could order it. I just ordered it 2 days ago. It's already shipping
from Arrow.
Arrow.
All right, I'm
right now.
And we're done.
Yeah, it was free ship. It was free
I
shipping to
seriously
Canada.
was looking for Robot Jocks and wanted to buy it.
And
I
Arena.
love that movie. I
And
love
Dungeon
Arena
Master.
too, yeah.
And
that's a good one.
Dolls.
I have
and-
Arena and Dolls.
But not, you don't have Arena on Blu-ray. This is exclusive.
No,
to
I
this
don't.
guy.
It's a DVD. Yeah.
Yeah, and the DVD of it is garbage. It's like you need to upgrade this. Yeah, 100%. You can order it. I just ordered it. I just got the shipping. Which is funny because I just got the shipping confirmation.
It's like for anyone that's yelling, I know they're all on Tubi right now, and I can watch it there, but I want to own the damn thing.
Yeah,
I want to own it.
Yeah. I watched a movie a while back, which I'm halfway through doing a write-up on. I'll do it. It's called Sweet Revenge from 1987, and it's got Gina Gershon in it, who gets topless. Not that I'm obsessed, but it's also got Nancy Allen. She's sort of the lead in it, and it's kind of a strange movie because you read the synopsis and it sounds like it's going to be this like serious like human trafficking movie. It's like a group of women are kidnapped and they wake up in like the Far East somewhere. And it's like Nancy Allen, Gina Gershon, somebody else.
I remember this. It looks like an Indiana Jones almost rip off.
Yeah, and it's kind of sort of feels like. And then you got this other guy from Knots Landing, whose name I've forgotten. He plays
Ted Shackelford.
Ted Shackelford, yeah, and he's kind of sort of like a Han Solo, roguish type character, and he helps the women escape. There's a brilliant scene whenever this like big fat slobby guy is like looking at Nancy Allen, like looking to price her. And then she just like knees him in the balls, grabs a machine gun, and just like shoots the place up, and then the women all escape. And then, but it's got this kind of like jaunty, like adventure score and like weird tone. And I'm sort of like, with this subject matter, you kind of feel like it should be a bit more sort of serious whenever it's about like, you know, sex trafficking or whatever. But that's not really, it's never really sort of a big thing that's explored in it. They just sort of keep it light, but there's tons of action in it. You got exploding huts, which is always important for all 80s action movies. Nudity, shootouts. So, Martin Landau is the villain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I need to own this movie. Why can't I find it on Amazon? It's nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to own it. Looks
What's
awesome.
the name of that? What's the name of that box set?
Oh, it's like out of the video store or something. Hold on.
Oh, that one. Yeah. You gotta want it if you love it, because there's no telling on that old film. You gotta love it. Find someone in the future in the studio gets like, yeah, exactly. Like where Disney Plus.
Oh no!
French Connection.
Oh no! I got it on sale, brother. It's now 70.
It's 70, but I'm still tempted.
I bought it for 40. Oh, dude, man! I wish I had. I wish I had known. Damn. Oh no, I got it for $40. Yeah, it was on.
It's still on sale because normal's $100. That's damn it.
On John, are you still there? Send a message there. I'll invite you in if you want in. For some reason, I keep thinking you're in our Facebook group, but you're not. So let me know if you're there, and I'll send you the invite. But anybody else have anything else you want to say about Split Second, or apart from the fact that
let me take a look at my notes here. I don't have a lot because I've seen this movie a while.
Yeah. I was thinking for next week, I know we're going to do Derailed at some point, but I know Steve wants to be a part of one. So I thought for the next one, how about we do Safe, the Jason Statham movie? Because we've never done a Statham one.
No, we haven't.
And that's literally my favorite Statham movie. So I thought, we can talk about that.
I haven't watched that one for a while, so it'd be good to read.
I haven't seen it for a while, so
I haven't seen it, so I'll watch it.
Yeah, give it a watch.
I don't watch Jason Statham movies for some reason. It's just like I don't know.
He's like a proper action star. One of the last few.
He does. Yeah, I mean, I've watched Safe and then like watch Homefront.
I saw Homefront.
Homefront's great. Yeah.
But
I saw Homefront.
Yeah, Mechanic movies are great. Yeah, so
I haven't seen Mechanic.
There's another one that's similar to Safe. Like it came out not too far from that, and I cannot remember the name of it. There's like a ton of where Statham just had a bunch of movies coming out around when after Crank and High.
And then he does for less. He does like maybe one movie a year, and then he does those Meg movies.
He got big, man, and so it's like they can't afford him for those movies they were doing. For a while he was doing movies just like what a Scott Adkins would be doing.
Yeah,
just popping these movies out. It might hit theater or it might hit streaming. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like no hate to Jason Statham, get that paycheck, but get back into making some really cool action movies, man. Don't wait till you're 60 or 70 to feel like you have to jump back on that train, man. Keep doing it
enough with the
now.
Meg movies, like they're
I've seen
entertaining.
Meg.
They're entertaining, but they're terrible.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're having fun, cool,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Because like I said before, they're supposed to do the Mechanic 3, and that never happened for whatever reason. I would love to have seen that.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the Beekeeper, like we were saying, that looks like it's going to be proper.
Yeah, that looks really good. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Against that. But it's a shame. Like Scott Adkins should be as big a star as Statham and should be doing these. It like sucks that he like hasn't broken out.
But he's working. He's working though. I mean, we gotta give him some props. So I mean, man's collecting a check, and he's becoming a bit more of a household name, which is good. But yeah, it's not. I don't know if I want him to get like. I don't want him to get too big for doing the type of movies he's doing now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like this Beekeeper movie with Statham. Like I'm hoping that is one of those where he's like, yeah, let me go back into like what I was doing before.
Yeah.
Like
fuck some guys up for 90 minutes.
Exactly.
I like the Transporter movies. I saw those.
They're good.
Kind of where it got started right then and there for him. That's where he exploded.
He kind of
Ghost to Mars is the first one I saw him on.
Yeah, the thing is, like, he kept the action genre alive in that period. That was like just after 9/11 when they weren't really making action movies anymore, but it was the French filmmakers like Luc Besson and everything, and they sort of brought it back with the Transporter, and where he never really used guns. He sometimes did, but mostly it was like martial arts and whatever, and then using a hose in the second one. Like it was.
I like that with the oil and everything. I like
the oil fights where I just roll my eyes the biggest, but it's a cool fight. But
but it's a memorable thing that you're now like, oh yeah, that
right. That was 20 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, I've got some points that we haven't mentioned.
Okay.
Some about Split Second comedic points. He shows his badge to the guard dog. That's super funny.
Yeah.
He rinses his teeth with the coffee. Like he uses coffee when he's brushing his teeth. That's funny.
I love how he takes the guy's pen out, stirs his teeth,
back
in his pocket.
There's 2008 is the year of the rat, which is why they got the rat. So that's something that's important.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
So they read a comic book named The Black Mask. So the Black Mask is a comic book character in that world. I always like when they have a comic book character,
and it looked worn, like it was a legit.
I couldn't tell.
I didn't look it up, but I had to think I doubt they'd pay him for rights.
No, I don't think so.
Unless wherever they got this from, in England or something, maybe there was a cheap one they got for nothing.
I mean, Black Mask was the Jet Li sort of playing Kato kind of.
Yeah,
thing. That was pretty
that was
good.
That film. Yeah.
They also carved the symbol into his chest. I'm like, the part. I'll talk about the partner's invulnerability in a moment, but also there is the cigarette burn is still there on the Blu-ray, which caught me off guard. But then I kind of liked that it was there, just because it's just weird. Like Choi Hark, Choi Hark's good too. And it just weird. It's like I was so stunned. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't seen one of those. It's like it feels like every movie that gets remastered removes the cigarette burn, but they have, and it's there though. It's not just one reel. It's like the entire. I don't know how many reels it was, but like 3 or 4 reels. And it's like there every time. I'm like, okay. Anyways, that's just a random thing.
Yeah.
Once you notice it though, you're like. You can't help
it. You fixate on it forever.
You're stuck on it forever. But no, his partner, so Dick's invulnerability, first of all, he gets shot and it looks like he's smoked. Like he just and he's like, oh, I had a bulletproof vest. It's like, no, you didn't.
You got shot out the window.
Yeah. Even if you have a bulletproof vest, it doesn't prevent you from falling out a window onto the cement.
Yeah, you're gonna be he's hurt. He's like, I'm like, no, you're dead.
Yeah, and so we understand where the pentagram film thing came because he had the symbol on his chest. I mean, that was like carved pretty rough. Like, I don't think you can't just walk that off. It's like he's
screaming agony. Yeah.
He didn't realize he had it either because he's talking to Rutger and there's blood on his shirt. And like the next scene, he's laying on his back and something carved on him. I'm like,
right.
No,
I feel like something's cut here. Yeah.
That's what I think something got deleted or lost or whatever because it makes no sense. Not to mention, I do believe there's a messed up edit. Is the partner goes flying out the window and the very next shot is still both him and Rutger coming through the door, and
Oh,
then
no.
Rutger gets into the gunfight
Whoops.
with the demon. And because I kept going, wait, who the fuck went out the window? Because he's right there. No, he's not there. Now who's shooting who? Because there's a point in the gunfight that I don't know who's shooting at who at what
after
point.
that, you're like, I'm sort of like, well, what's happening here? Who's shooting what?
Right, because it shows Rutger pull and get ready to shoot, but then he's flipping over a couch like he's dodging his own shot.
Right.
Like, what is going? It's editing. I mean, it's all it is. But there are moments where you're like, I think you guys should have done one more pass.
Oh man. But I just checked my email just now, and I did pay $40 for it. It was October 27th is when I ordered it. I wish everyone's got it. We've on the group chat. You gotta let me know this kind of stuff. Like, if you're,
hey J-Man, there's a Conan DVD getting ready to drop. Here, check it out.
Right. No, but for you too. Like, I didn't know that people needed this thing. Like, I told Sean about it because I know Sean needed it.
Not enough people know.
I'll just set up the Facebook group. Anything I do, I'll just let you know. It's like I pre-ordered Shaw Brothers.
Put it in there. Anything you find, put it in, and I will.
I have like so many pre-orders. This is like
we'll have this. We'll have the what do you want Wednesday, and everyone types in what they want on Wednesday. What are you looking for? Charles like, I need Robot Jocks on 4K.
That's funny. Yeah, it's like I just keep ordering all day. Like that's what I do all day. It's like we're gonna do there's a Vinegar Syndrome about 25 minutes from my house, the store. They've got a brick and mortar store.
Okay. Oh, is this the new one we're talking about? Is that near you? I thought it was in Toronto.
Well, from here it's like a 25-minute drive or something like that.
Because someone I was saying the other day, it just opened like last week.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. We should definitely go to it because now at the Frightmare at the Falls, I didn't know this because most of these cons are really based around celebrities and artists and a lot of like just artisans too, like making stuff. Right. But I didn't realize that at this Frightmare, and I realized just as we were leaving and I spent all my money, that Synapse was there. And my God, they had everything for way cheaper. It's like 3-disc Tenebrae, 3-disc Tombs of the Blind Dead, 3-disc Suspiria, all 4Ks, 3-disc Phenomenon, or Creepers, whatever you call it. They call it Phenomenon. And I'm like, oh my God, they had everything. And I was like, I need to buy all this.
Nate hits them up almost every show because they're at every show down around here, them and Vinegar. But Synopsis, Nate always goes through their table. And he said the only thing that sucks, he goes, he likes the dudes. They're super nice, but man, they push the porn. They're like, oh, you like that type of movie? Well, over here on this side, there's just, and it's like, I don't want to buy porn, man. Come on.
Right.
I can find it for free online. I mean,
yeah. Does anyone buy it? Man,
I know,
that is
why would you? Yeah.
I don't know. They push. I bought Red Scorpion from them from Synapse, and there's a giant booklet. I was like, oh, cool. Let's see what they got. And like the first 3 pages. Yeah. Well, the first 3 pages are like, okay, it's a cool movie, horror movie. Oh, boobs, porn.
The pages stuck together.
8 pages, maybe, but 8 pages of porn. I'm like, well, I know where you make your money. Okay, fine, respect. I'm going to watch my Red Scorpion DVD now, which came with both versions, by the way. So I have both versions of Red Scorpion.
Wait, what's the other version?
There's one with all the like deleted. They don't say unrated, but it's basically added scenes and stuff to Red Scorpion.
All right, because I know I've been wanting to do a Red Scorpion show at some point. So I mean, I do have it on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen it for a few years, so I'm definitely due a rewatch. So
I wonder which one this is, because the one, I don't know if the one I have has that. All right, wait, I have to look it up.
It's the one I got from Synopsis. I had 2. It came with 2 versions of the movie on it. Because it was the first, there was parts in it I didn't remember watching it.
Yeah.
Oh no, that is the one I have. Okay.
So you have the one that's got both.
Yeah. I didn't know that though, because obviously I haven't put it in the player. Which one?
Probably. I'd have to look at my disc. Right? Yeah, I don't think it's major.
It's like a few minutes or something. Yeah.
It's
A lot of these things don't matter that much. It's
That's
just
what
The
I'm
reason
saying.
why
I
they were
don't.
cut. Yeah.
I don't think it added anything. If it does, maybe just a line or two of dialogue about his
Right.
mission or something, or his journey once he's in the desert. Maybe they trimmed it for theatrical release, but it was a little longer till he meets the Aboriginal people.
That's not a very long movie, anyways. Though, really,
It's really not. I think it's like a 80-some minute movie or something like that. Theatrical run. That was another one I was obsessed with as a kid, man. I remember it. My dad, it was his birthday, and the grocery store sold VHSs, and he goes over to the bin that they were all in, and we're paying for the groceries, and Dad walks over with 3 VHSs, and Mom looks at him and goes, what are you doing? And he got Hunt for Red October, Red Scorpion, and Red Sonja. And he goes,
nice.
I found everything that said red that I wanted on it. And he bought for his birthday 3
The
VHS
red.
just because it said red. And it was the first time I ever saw Hunt for Red October. And then
That's a
after
good
he
one.
watched Red Scorpion, I got to see it. And Red Sonja, of course, I had seen because was basically kid friendly.
Yeah, it's one we grew up with. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I will always remember that my dad was just like, they all have red in the title. I don't think he could find Red Heat at the time or something like that. There you go.
Yes.
Just came out yesterday.
I know they've been talking about doing a Red Sonja movie, a new one, and then there's like some hot chick playing it, but and then I haven't heard anything about it.
That just went silent. That could have been though pre-COVID, wasn't it? They were first talking
Maybe,
about
but also
that.
pre-strike as well. I mean,
This strike's going to put a lot of projects on.
Yeah, I mean,
stop or hold.
As far as I know, like the only thing I'm looking forward to seeing next year is The Beekeeper, just like that. Like, what else is it? Like June 2, I suppose.
Well, Terrifier 3 Christmas.
Yeah, that's this year. That's coming out this year.
No,
it's
that's
out in
just
the cinema just now, and they've got apparently footage from Terrifier 3 with it. I was like, oh shit! It's
Terrifier 3 is not this. I don't think Terrifier
sure?
3 is coming out this year. I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year.
Oh, because they just released Terrifier 2 again with a trailer or whatever.
To prep people for it, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year.
Well, when did he film it? He's been. I just met him in June, and I met everybody again on the weekend. Like, when are they filming these things?
Oh,
look it up and see if it's this year. That's insane.
Adam says,
okay, it's saying October 2024, so maybe it was the part 2 with a trailer I heard.
Yeah. No, because this entire year I've been following the Terrifier cast and crew to all the conventions and meeting them.
I know you've been getting pictures.
I'm like, when are they filming this movie?
FYI,
no, I asked Damien when he was there too, and I asked him what's part 3 going to be about. So
what was that on?
That Frightmare in the Falls was one of the best cons I've ever been to. It was absolutely awesome. Like whenever you go to like the Fan Expo in Toronto, it's so busy and crowded, and you never really get to speak to anybody. But I mean, me and Steve spoke to Kim Coates for about 10 or 15 minutes, and he was talking about
that'd be awesome.
Filming The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis, and talking about that, and working on Sons of Anarchy and everything. And then he asked if I was following him on Twitter, and I said, yeah. I said, am I following you? And I said, no. He said, okay. He said, tag me later on. He says, I'll follow you back. And then he followed me back.
He did. He actually did.
Actually follow me back.
You shared it, and I saw that. I was like, hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So he was really cool. And then Keith David, of course, was just amazing.
Keith David was just an awesome dude, man.
Yeah, so that's cool. Corey Feldman didn't really say much, but it's still cool meeting him anyway, because he's just in so many of my favorite movies growing up. So.
It's hard to tell if Corey even knew where he was that day, but it's okay.
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah,
he's had a rough life, man. No hate to Corey Feldman, though. Love the dude, but
yeah. Oh yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. So all right, so next time then, maybe not next week, but the week after, we'll see.
Every 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, we'll do Safe, the Statham movie, and then
we'll do that. Sounds like
we'll do maybe Derailed, and then Red Scorpion. That works for me. We got ourselves a plan, gentlemen.
I like a plan, and we'll screw it up eventually, I'm sure.
Exactly, yeah. Well, sorry, John, I did text you, but yeah, he said to send him a link, which I said in the chat, but we're done now anyway. So you can join us for the next one, John. I'll send you the link for Safe, and we'll be there. So sorry about that. Yeah. So, anybody else have anything? Any of you guys doing anything cool in your streams or anything?
Well, we just finished up our month of Halloween. We wrapped up with The Crow, but I finally get to do some action movies. So we're doing Executive Decision this month, and then Cliffhanger. So nice. I decided we're only gonna do like one Christmas action movie, which is gonna be Violent Night. But I was also like, Cliffhanger happens in the snow. It's right around Thanksgiving, so all the movies from like Thanksgiving on or have to have snow related to them.
Yeah.
So.
I
have fun with it.
We have to see Thanksgiving when that comes out, by the way, Jay.
Do you want to see Thanksgiving? Yeah, I was going to message you and see if you want to see
Violent
that.
Slush movie. Right. Hell yeah. Ed won't, but of course, but I'll be.
Yeah, so it's not. The tickets aren't sale yet. They're not on sale yet. I checked yesterday. So
they just said something. Eli said it's like going to be stupid gory. Like he is not holding back on the gore whatsoever. So
that's fine.
All right,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll make sure not to wear pants in the cinema then.
That's it, man.
Well,
what about you, Jay?
Fridays is Fourth World Fridays, where we're going through Jack Kirby's Fourth World. We're more than halfway done. Every Monday is the Legion of Superheroes live stream. The giveaway is over now, so we're going to pick winners. We'll announce the winners probably on Monday. And we're seeing the Marvels next week.
I'm seeing it next Wednesday. I got a press screening. I was like, well, it's a press screening. I take a day off. I'll go see it. I'm allowed to take a guess, and nobody's available to go see it with me. And I'm like,
when is it? Wednesday?
Wednesday at 10 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, at 10 a.m.
Yeah, downtown, so Scotiabank. But it's kind of cool because you get to go for free, and then I'm going for 10 days after at Jack Astor's. So.
Movies and tendies, always a good time.
I wonder if I can call in sick. Let me think.
I think you should do it because, like, I've already said I'm coming with 2 people because I was supposed to, the 2 people I'd asked cancelled, and then Ed couldn't get the day off either. So I was like, well, shit, I'll just go fuck myself then.
Jesus, I have zero interest in watching it. So
no, me neither. But I was like, well, it's free and it's a day off work. I'd still prefer that than work. So
yeah, true. Yeah. I'll give you that.
So there's that, and then we're doing all of the. I posted 3 videos today. I've got at least 4 more in the queue that I got to do, and we're going to be doing the Transformers Thursdays probably after the Marvels. We'll bring that back. So there you go. There's all, and I'm on some other people's streams as well. And I don't know.
You got the links there. Everybody, you can subscribe to Charlie and J-Man and follow them, but also. Tell all your friends to subscribe to us because we're at 91 subscribers, 991 subscribers, and we're trying to get up to 1,000 because that'd be kind of cool.
Let's get 1,000 by the end of the year. Come on, that's gotta be doable.
Yeah, if we get 1,000 by the end of the year, that's doable.
1,000 by the end of the year. Let's do it.
For November now. So come on, kiddies.
I'll get you. I'll get you that 1,000 by this weekend. Let me see what I can do.
I'll takes all the fun out of waiting till the end of the year.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try to get it for you in like 10 minutes. Let me see.
The year. No, I'll do it now. Damn it!
Do it now.
J-Man's over there opening up 9 new accounts. I'm getting this.
I go all the time as well, but it's just fun to have somebody to talk to. Particularly whenever I'm reviewing a movie after, I sometimes like to have someone to discuss it with, whatever, and bounce some ideas off what to think.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't despise the Captain Marvel movie.
So bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yes, it was.
That's pretty much it. But all right, well, we'll finish up there, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll talk about Jason Statham's Safe. Okay, it's been a few years since I've watched it too, so it'll be nice to have a refresher. And we'll take it there. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for joining me tonight. And remember, if you are watching, you are the Action Elite. We'll see you next time.